The Justifier function found in the built-ins in the Functions tab and within the Transformation folder can help us justify primitives or fonts to the left, the right, or center point, or so forth. So to set this up, what we're going to do is use a series of fonts here, and we're going to drag a font down. Let's say we'll just type in something like headline 1 here or something. And we'll just position this somewhere. We'll scale it up a little bit. And I'm also going to copy this so that we have 4 in total, and I'm also going to arrange this out. So to arrange it out, I'm just going to use this quick plugin here called Arrange or Grid Arrange, and there's another tutorial on this if you want to check out how to use this. Basically, real quick, what we're going to do is just say number of rows. So I have 4 containers, so I'm just going to say 4 rows and come down here to row offset, and I'm just going to offset this here. Now I'm just going to reposition this into my render window. I'm going to get rid of the grid arrange by dragging it to the trash can since we are done with it. And now I want to use one other function, and within the tools folder, it's called an OMO. So I'm going to use this OMO function to give the graphics operator or producer the ability to choose how many lines of text they want. Well, do they want 1 line of text, 2 lines, 3 lines, or 4? And you can see as we click through this OMO how it's just kind of going down line by line. Well, if you're using this OMO, you can also use this thing called Keep Visible. And now with that turned on and we click through each one of these numbers, you can see how it keeps each line visible now as we click through these variables. But the problem with using this is that if we only want 2 lines text to always be centered within the render window or in the middle of the screen, no matter how many lines of text, be it 1 line of text, 2 lines, 3 lines, or 4 lines, it needs to adjust to a certain point or a center point. So I'm going to come into my transformation folder and use this justifier function to determine where we want it to stay on the screen. And I'm going to click on my justifier icon to go into the editor. And first thing that we see up here is a line on X, a line on Y, and a line on Z. We're really just concerned with the Y position on this particular scene, but we can use the X here. So if I turn this on, we already know that it's always going to be left justified. I'm going to turn left on anyway, and what I'm going to do is just adjust the X anchor then. So I can place this wherever I want on the left, and it's always going to stay there. A line on Y, we want this to be always center aligned. So I'm going to click on center here, and I have a Y anchor that I can adjust to, so I can place this where we want. Now when I come back into my OMO and I select through this, you can see how each line is now centered right in the middle of the screen. And that's how we can use the justifier to set what position we want for the number of lines that we're using. We also have an option for a line on Z, so if you had things arranged on a Z plane, you could also use this as well. Now a line on Y, there's also this advanced setting. So when we click on this advanced setting, we have a Y shift percentage, and at 0, when we click through our OMO, it keeps everything the same. But let's go back and let's say we adjust this to 50, and we come into our OMO. You can see how it shifted this down a little bit. So as we click through here, it shifts it down. So you can use this shift Y percentage to further adjust where you want it. Now, since we're working on the Y, if we didn't want it to be center and we want it to always be at the top or at the bottom, we could choose this and just, again, adjust our Y axis. And as we come back into our OMO and click through it, we can adjust it through the bottom now.